Okay. Hi, welcome to Matt's Mic. My name is Matt. Hello, welcome to another episode of Underground. If you're not familiar with my content, I'm in the process of running every line and station that features on the London Tube map. Why? I don't know. If you were here last week, you know that I finished off running the last Underground line on the London Underground network, which is great. If you want to watch that, you are indeed more than welcome to. It has lots of shots of me crying towards the end, which is great. This is a video that I've wanted to do for quite a long time, and I haven't really seen anybody else do it for this in particular. If you're not familiar with tier or ranking videos, they're basically where you take a subject and you rank them. That is basically it, whether it's snacks, dance mums, whatever it is, people rank them. As mindless as it is, I find it entertaining. But if you're not familiar, I'm going to break it down for you right now. So we do have this screen recording because we are ever so professional here. So we've got our 5 categories. So we've got diamond, gold, silver, bronze, and aluminium foil. Now, I don't think I need to explain why it was that I called them those categories. But aluminium foil is so funny. So we've got all 11 lines here. We've got the whole family together. Love that for us. Now, I need to preface all of this by saying that this is entirely my opinion and that it's for entertainment purposes only. TFL, please don't sue me. Let's get cracking with judging these underground lines. I'm going to try and explain the tube lines as people. Sure. First up, Bakerloo line. I feel like as if the Bakerloo line as a person is a type of person that loves wearing woolen jumpers during any season of the year. If it's winter, sure thing, yeah, you're in season, congratulations. But for somebody who wears woolen jumpers during summer, okay. Given the fact that I ran all of these lines, the Bakerloo line was my least favourite. I didn't enjoy running that line one bit. For me personally, the Bakerloo line is aluminium foil. Some of you are going to be really upset. That's my opinion. The central line. I feel like as if the central line is like somebody that you know that has just a really quick temper. They can be really chill, they can be whatever, and then suddenly it is just barbaric. I did actually used to live near the Central Line, in particular Ealing Broadway, and yeah, it's all right. I don't think that it's. I mean, is it the best? No, but is it the worst? It's not quite like middle ground either for me. I don't know. I think for me, Central Line is definitely a bronze. All right, next. The Circle Line. The Circle Line is like somebody who just keeps on repeating the sentences all the time. It's somebody that you know that, yeah, you know, they're really cool and that. Just sometimes they just kind of go around in circles. That was so stupid. That was so stupid. I do actually really enjoy the Circle Line. I love the fact that the carriages are air conditioned. So during summer, it is absolutely beautiful because for some reason, a lot of places in the UK have never heard of air conditioning. I am very fond of the Circle Line. So do you know what? For me, the Circle Line does get a silver. They're not the top, but they're not the bottom either. I can already feel the amount of people disagreeing with me. Next up, District Line. The District Line is somebody who I feel like as if it's somebody who is just set in their own ways, but because of that, they get confused really, really easily. You know, somebody who was so set in stone about who it is that they are and where they come from, but then as soon as you pull them up about it, that suddenly it's... They're that kind of person. If you ever ask this at a pub quiz, the District Line has the most amount of stations compared to any other tube line at 60 stations in total. It's not aluminium foil, but it's not silver. So District Line is getting a bronze from me. Moving on. The Hammersmith and City Line. The Hammersmith and City Line. I feel like the Hammersmith and City Line, they do a lot of talking, but it's just like air that comes out. I just feel like as if it's someone who's like talking at you and not to you. I feel is similar to the Circle Line. It just kind of, again, air-conditioned carriages, sure. A lot of the Circle Line is pretty much the Hammersmith and City Line, at least on like the northern section. Yeah, I don't know. It's not gold, but it's not really bronze either. So yeah, Hammersmith and City is it's just middle of the road. You know, it's middle of the road. It's not a bad line, but it's not like a wow, this is amazing. Like, yeah, no. The Jubilee line is like somebody who feels like really cool and calm and collected, but they're also just like mentally the Jubilee, very quick, very efficient, usually on time. And I love the sound that they make as well when you are setting off, when you're slowing down. I think that's a really satisfying sound. So for me, I think the Jubilee is diamond standard. I love the Jubilee line. I think it's great. And also the architecture. Have you seen Westminster Station? It is fascinating. But yeah, the Diamond Jubilee. Congratulations. The Metropolitan. Oh, the Metropolitan. The Metropolitan is just kind of like someone who just really wants to tell you that they live in a certain area and they couldn't see themselves living anywhere else. They will go out of their way to tell you, you know what, this is where I'm from and I'm not moving anywhere else and I love my suburban life. One of the redeeming qualities I do like about the Metropolitan line is that it is the furthest away from London you can go on a tube line. It goes out to Buckinghamshire if you travel into Amersham or Chesham. I actually quite enjoy the Metropolitan line. I love the fact that, again, air conditioning. I know that you could argue that it's not like a deep level tube, so it doesn't really deserve its place. But I feel like as a overall tube line, I mean, it was the first ever tube line. I don't think it's diamond, but I don't think it's middle of the road. So I'm going to give the Metropolitan a gold. They're the first, but they're not the worst, but they're not the first in this scenario. Huh? The Northern Line. Well, as a fellow Northerner myself, the Northern Line, where do you go? The Northern Line is like somebody at school who would always turn up late, but they would never take ownership as to why it was that they were late. I feel like as if it's someone who is just like, there's never any self-ownership as to why they're late, but there is also something that is really endearing. Is it me making excuses for people? Probably. There are some really lovely bits about the Northern Line. If you look around Hampstead and High Barnet, if you watch back on my videos that I covered, I thought that bit was absolutely beautiful, and I never would have thought that I'd come across things like that. And I feel like as if a lot of the time the Northern Line gets a bit of a bad rep. And yeah, I know that there's signal failures. If you've ever been in London where there's a signal failure at Camden Town, so help you God. Northern Line, you were going to get a gold star from me. I think that that's pretty well deserved there. In my opinion, that's that and that. Okay, moving on. The Piccadilly line. Oh, the Piccadilly line. The Piccadilly line is kind of like somebody who's, you take a drunk auntie, for example, but it's a drunk auntie that has all of the stories behind them. So they'll list off all of the places that they've been to. They'll show you all of the things that they've picked up along the way. Sometimes they'll be blackout drunk. Sometimes, you don't know if they're neither here nor there. It's like as if the wrinkles tell a story. Does that make sense? The wrinkles tell a story. I don't know, there was something that felt really cool about running around Heathrow Airport and just seeing the areas around there, which I know for some people would be really boring. For me, I found it quite interesting. Am I a boring person? Probably, yeah. Do I care? No. Here's the thing with the Piccadilly line. They have the oldest carriages compared to any other tube line, and I believe they're from like the late 70s. They are in desperate need of an upgrade, and it is something that is coming to the Piccadilly line. They are getting new carriages and air cooling and all this stuff. So I do think that it has a future. They have a future. I don't believe that the middle of the ground, though. I don't believe that they're bronze or aluminium foil. I think the Piccadilly line belongs in gold, and it's the only tube line that goes to Heathrow Airport. Can any of the other tube lines relate? No, they can't. The Victoria line. Now, the Victoria line is like, they're a cool chick. They don't need to tell you that they're cool because they know that they're cool. It's just It's effortless. It oozes from them. The charisma that comes from the Victoria line, it oozes from them. It's quick. It's efficient. I mean, during our peak, you've got a train every 100 seconds. When it works brilliantly. So the Victoria line, you, my darling, are diamond. You are absolutely wonderful. Yeah, cool. Which brings us to our last line, the Waterloo and City line. The Waterloo and City line, where are we going to go with you? Okay, so the Waterloo and City line is kind of like, I mean, they're there. They're going to tell you why it is that they're so important. But even after that, you still don't know why it is that they exist. I feel like as if they have to prove, they have to justify just how important they are, even though in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Given the fact that I ran a marathon on that line, I still don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? That was so stupid. And you know what? Yeah, so that's all 11 lines of the London Underground ranked. Did you agree? Did you disagree? What would you do differently? Let me know down in the comments. I would be curious as to what it is that you say.
That's my opinion!
That is it for me. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Underground. If you did enjoy this video, do make sure that you give it a like. And if you want to see content like this more often, you can subscribe to me down below. I put out new videos every single Friday, and I do live stream on my channel every single Monday. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you whenever. Bye.